As we're joined by the longtime legendary voice of the Vols, John Ward, who was the voice of Tennessee basketball from 1965 to 1999 and Tennessee football from till 1999. In fact, he closed out his career as Tennessee celebrated the championship of the 1998 football season, and he was the voice of Tennessee football from 98 to 99. John, glad to have you with us.
Thank you, Tom.
I know you were partly responsible for having the checkerboard pattern in the lower arena tonight.
The athletics department and the Vol Network and the Vol Network's longest continuing sponsor. I was even broadcasting in 1970, the natural gas industry of the state. Somebody came, it is not my idea. Had it fallen flat on its face, it would have been my idea. But to make 11,000 roughly T-shirts, half and half, white and orange, and to duplicate the orange and white checkerboards. It's worked.
Yes, it has. It's pretty impressive. And you're going to be honored at halftime. You're going to have a banner in the rafters here at Thompson-Boling, along with Ray Mears, who was coach of the Vols when you began broadcasting basketball.
That's correct. And Coach Mears is here. He's not in good health, but he's here, and he'll be at halftime.
John, I must tell you, Bruce Pearl reminds me a great deal of the promotions, exactly the way Ray Mears used to do it back in the 60s.
No question about it. He has the ability to communicate with people and to develop loyalties from people, starting with the student body, and they are similar in that regard.
Randolph Morris was the putback for Kentucky. Here's Wingate. Loose ball, scramble forward, and a held ball.
I tell you the thing that's most impressive to me, too, is that Tom and I have been doing basketball games in here forever. And he has taken a basketball team last year that was in the doldrums and turned it around, basically the same people, and he has made a winner out of this group.
You're correct. What more can I say? You're correct.
What's it going to mean to you, John, to have that banner in the rafters, much as the legendary and late Kaywood Ledford has at Rupp Arena in Kentucky?
Kaywood Ledford was my closest friend in sports broadcasting. And he, for years, his broadcast brought dignity and distinction to Kentucky. It'll mean a lot to me because Coach Mears will be honored. That's the reason it means a lot to me.
And I think I know Kaywood well enough to say if he were here, he would be saying the same things about you with dignity and class when you broadcast the Tennessee games for over 30 years as he did Kentucky games. Kentucky with an 8-0 run thanks to some Randolph Morris heroics, getting back into the game as we pause for a message from the University of Tennessee. Randolph Morris has scored 8 of Kentucky's last 10 points, 6 of them on dunks, 6 of those points, and Kentucky's back within 6. We're visiting with John Ward, the retired longtime voice of the Vols, football and basketball. And John, when they built Thompson-Boling Arena, and for so many years with Tennessee basketball not doing that well, a lot of empty seats, it must be gratifying for everybody associated with Tennessee basketball to see this place filled up.
No question, particularly for the fans. They are the ones who are enjoying this team and this resurgence in Tennessee basketball, and they are very, very active here tonight, as you can tell.
John, one of the things that talking to Bruce Pearl the couple of times I've been in here this year is his level of promotion and his work with the students. I mean, very few coaches I have seen at the collegiate level has spent as much time cultivating the students like he has.
Not only does he spend time, a lot of coaches spend time. He creates involvement and reaction. To me, that's the main thing. Other people could say exactly the same thing, come up with exactly the same ideas, and not generate the loyalty which he has done. It is amazing to me how quickly the students have become very much a part of it. He's really, I told Coach Mears here a minute ago, I'm still trying to find out something wrong with him. You know what I can tell you?
You know, he wears that orange blazer, he says, in honor of Coach Mears, who will be honored along with you at halftime. And there is Coach Mears. And he really put basketball on the map in Tennessee, didn't he?
No question. Coach Ray Mears was a creative person. He loved Kentucky. You may not know that, but he really was a fan of Coach Adolph Rupp. He loved Kentucky, but he loved to beat him more than that.
I think so. I can remember, so the game, Stu Aberdeen is assistant coach and Coach Mears, and they used to put on quite a show. I can remember seeing them with the juggler on the unicycle and everything to sort of poke fun at that colossus that was Kentucky basketball and sort of get under Coach Rupp's skin, but I know that he did have respect for him.
And sitting a moment ago, sitting next to Coach Mears was his first All-American, A.W. Davis.
A.W. Davis was to the right of Coach Mears there in the shot we had a moment ago.
And I spent a lot of time avoiding his elbows.
That's correct.
Well, that's right, John. He
would say the same thing about you, Larry.
I think we're having some clock problems right now.
The scoreboard problems. At one time, the scoreboard said 95-93, and the night hasn't been that long. I'm just back from Italy, John, so I am a little jet lagged, but I don't think I've been here quite long enough to score 95 points yet.
And we're proud of. I remember the first year you did the SEC games. You interviewed me at Stoke. You don't remember that, but I do. And we're proud of what you've done. Well, we're very proud, and the conference is proud of you.
That's kind of you to say, John. Kentucky and Tennessee, I think have a mutual respect. And I can remember Lindsey Nelson also being kind to me when I came to Knoxville, and it means a lot to me. And as Andre Patterson scores for the Vols.
So far, Tennessee has not been able to stymie Kentucky with that pressure defense. They've been able to get it up in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Morris has been able to finish off on some pretty good passes. Tennessee this time got down inside. Good move, and again, a good pass to the left side. C.J. Watson, what a terrific player he has been in 4 years here at Tennessee.
Ryan Childress commits the foul. 7 Tennessee players have scored now in the first half. Deflected out of bounds by Lofton. John, Bob Kessling, of course, our friend has replaced you as voice of the Vols. Do you miss it?
Yes. I missed the preparation. People may not. You would understand that. Right. The preparation is what was a lot of fun.
Randolph Morris. He's been a big spark for Kentucky. He's in double figures. Watson lost it. Here's Sparks the other way. Rondo trying to get it back to Sparks. They turn it over. Smith, as Kentucky gets back on defense. Watson spotted for the three. Good.
Like I said, he has been a thorn in the side of Kentucky every year he's been here. That's a terrific shot. Good ball movement by Tennessee.
Deflected out of bounds. Tennessee touched it last.
We talk about C.J. Watson's ability to pass the basketball, but he's not just a passer, he's a shooter too. This guy is shooting 43% from beyond that three-point arc. Just a good, well-rounded guard.
He's 2 for 2 in tonight's game from that range. Here's Morris. He traveled. 5th Kentucky turnover as we check some other scores. Florida having trouble at home against Georgia. Arkansas has been hot. They lead by 3. Alabama and Auburn in a close one. Duke at one time trailed big. They've come with a big run to take the lead on the Seminoles in Tallahassee. 9:40 to go first half here. Driving layup good by Dane Bradshaw, his first basket of the game.
You know, John, there are a lot of players on this Tennessee squad that have made advancements over the last year, but I think Dane Bradshaw has come further than anybody.
No question about that. Tennessee's a step and a half quicker than any team that's been here. That's the way I mean, offense and defense both.
Morris rebounds the miss by Rondo and scores his 12th point. 12 points, 4 boards. Bad-looking shot by Smith on the scramble. Bradshaw puts it home.
And just like that, he has found ways to score. I mean, he's one of those garbage players that always seems to come up with a ball or a deflection or a steal or a rebound. He's always doing something to make this Tennessee squad better.
Thomas tried to lob it. Good catch by Morris. Draws the foul as he takes it up.
Let's go back and take a look at the work of Dane Bradshaw once again. Nice move to the right side, using the glass, going inside, and then picking up the loose ball with a lot of blue shirts down on the floor. Bradshaw finishes it off.
Then Randolph Morris draws the foul. He scored 12 of the Wildcats' last 14 points. Single-handedly keeping them in the game.
Tom, they're really going to him a lot right now.
And
the last 8 possessions, they've really tried to get the ball into his hands.
Perry replaces Thomas. Morris with his second free throw, trying to cut it back to single digits. Morris is 4 of 6 at the free throw line. He has 13, now 14 points.
Kentucky stays in that man-to-man defense.
Wingate at long range. Morris doesn't come all the way out. Now Smith. Into the hands of Watson. A screen from Wingate. Morris jumped out and is called for the foul. I think That'll be a second if it is on Randolph Morris, and that would be costly.
Randolph Morris has had a penchant for fouling. He's had a difficult time. He had a difficult time last year, and he's doing the same thing this year.
And he did foul him. He just reached out and grabbed him. It might have been a little questionable, but he sits with his second foul. And if W. Smith is true to form, he'll sit the rest of the half with 2, and he has been carrying the Kentucky offense.
With Lofton out of the lineup, Kentucky can kind of reestablish themselves defensively. But there's the guy they got to stop. It's Bradshaw.
Driving and missing, and then rebounded. And falling out of bounds and turning it over is LaKalen Sims. The 6th Kentucky turnover. He just lost his balance, apparently, and fell out of bounds.
Tubby Smith wanted a pushing foul on Wingate, but it looked like to me he just fell over.
So Morris has 14 of Kentucky's 21 points. And he's on the bench with 2 fouls. Drive to the basket, good by Asunu.
Top Tennessee's really taking a Kentucky inside. They're getting layups on them, and nobody's rotating over to stop them.
Perry with a bad pass. Here's Wingate. As the late Al McGuire would say, a little French pastry back over the head by Wingate on the jam. Timeout, Kentucky. Tennessee shooting 70% here in the early going, getting to the rim repeatedly, and they've opened it back up at 34-21.
Well, the pressure defense finally paid off. Take a look again. Here's Wingate down in there. Now watch him come up with this loose ball. Yeah, that's the way you want to do it. Checkerboards are standing again. Tom, I'll tell you, Tubby Smith may not have the luxury of allowing Morris to sit over there. They don't want to get down too far right now. They're down 13 points at this juncture of the game. I'm not sure they can allow him to sit over there. He may have to come back in.
Well, John, thank you so much for sitting in with us. It's been a pleasure. You've been so nice to me over the years. I admired your work greatly. You're one of the greats in Southeastern Conference history.
Thank you very much.
And I will say ditto to that.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you very much.
John Ward, the legendary voice of the Vols for so many years.